Have you ever noticed something a little strange? Someone starts their career earning around $40,000 a year and struggles to get by. Fast forward 10 years, and now they're making $100,000. But somehow, they still feel broke. The apartment is nicer, the car is newer, the vacations look great on Instagram, but the bank account? Still tight, still uncomfortable. For millions of middle-class Americans and Europeans, income goes up over time, yet financial freedom never really shows up. And it's usually not because people are irresponsible, it's because they fall into one of the most expensive traps of modern life without even realizing it: lifestyle inflation. Let's imagine a very typical situation. A 26-year-old graduate lands their first professional job in a large American city. The salary is $65,000 a year. After taxes, health care, and retirement contributions, their take-home pay is roughly $3,800 per month. At the beginning, life is fairly simple. They share an apartment with roommates, paying around $900 for rent. Groceries and utilities might be about $400. Transportation costs maybe $200. And surprisingly, the money stretches further than they expected. Life feels manageable. But 3 years later, things start to change. They get promoted. Now they earn $85,000 a year. This should feel like a huge improvement, but something interesting happens. Their financial situation quietly resets. The shared apartment becomes a one-bedroom for $1,800 a month. The used car gets replaced with a financed SUV with a $550 monthly payment. Ordering food on weekends becomes normal. A few subscriptions appear, a gym membership, maybe 2 trips a year instead of 1. Individually, none of these decisions feel extreme. Each one seems reasonable. But when you put them together, the math starts to look very different. Let's take a closer look. With an $85,000 salary, monthly take-home income might be around $4,800. Now subtract the upgraded lifestyle. Rent, $1,800. Car payment and insurance, about $750. Food and dining, around $700. Student loan payments, $350. Phone, internet, and subscriptions, $250. Travel and entertainment, maybe $400. That's already about $4,250, and that's before unexpected expenses. So even with a solid salary, only a few $100s remain at the end of the month. Which means, financially, life feels almost the same as when they were earning much less. The income increased, but the pressure stayed the same. And this isn't really a budgeting problem, it's mostly psychological. Human beings naturally adjust to higher standards of living. Economists call this hedonic adaptation. In simple terms, once something becomes normal, it stops feeling special. The nicer apartment quickly feels ordinary. The car payment becomes routine. The expensive gym feels like part of your identity. Slowly, spending rises to match income almost automatically. And society quietly encourages this. People celebrate promotions by buying things, friends move into nicer apartments, coworkers upgrade their cars. Social media constantly shows what a normal lifestyle is supposed to look like. So lifestyle inflation rarely feels like a mistake. It just feels like progress. But over the long term, the math tells a different story. Imagine someone increases their spending by just $1,200 a month after each major raise. That's $14,400 per year. If that money had been invested instead, even in something simple like a broad index fund earning around 7% annually, over 25 years it would grow to more than $900,000, almost $1 million. Not through extreme saving, not through complicated strategies, just by avoiding unnecessary lifestyle upgrades. This is why 2 people with the exact same career income can end up with completely different financial outcomes. One upgrades their lifestyle every time their salary increases. The other upgrades slowly and lets their income grow faster than their spending. From the outside, their lives might look very similar, but financially, they're moving in opposite directions. Financially intelligent people don't always earn more than everyone else. They simply think about income differently. To them, a raise isn't a signal to spend more. It's an opportunity to widen the gap between what they earn and what they spend. And that gap quietly becomes freedom. Freedom to change careers. Freedom to take time off. Freedom to retire earlier than expected. But in the short term, this behavior rarely looks impressive. Often it just looks like someone staying in the same apartment a little longer. driving the same car for a few extra years, or ignoring upgrades that everyone else seems excited about, not because they can't afford them, but because they understand the real cost. The uncomfortable truth is that lifestyle inflation isn't forced on anyone, it's just encouraged everywhere. And if people never question it, decades can surprisingly pass fast.
Income stops being a reason to upgrade life. Instead, it becomes a tool to quietly build independence, and that one shift in thinking can completely change someone's financial future. If you enjoy calm, reality-based discussions about money and wealth psychology like this, consider subscribing to the channel.